Good morning, everyone. It is I, your man Nipan Sharma, and welcome back to another video. It is currently 2:42 a.m. on Saturday, the 13th of February 2021, and these are the player ratings for Thursday night's victory against Sheffield United. So, yeah, that was one of the most boring football matches I have ever watched. Those are 90 minutes of my life that I will never get back. But despite all that, we won the game. And that's all that matters. And we are now through to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, where we face fellow South Yorkshire side at Stamford Bridge. So no more travelling up in the cold, rainy weather. Well, not for the fans anyway, because, no fans in stadiums. Especially no away fans, even if there were fans allowed in the stadium. So yeah, we play Sheffield United at Stamford Bridge. So yeah, it was a bit of a sloppy performance, if I'm honest with you, but nevertheless, we got the goal that got us the win, and that's what matters. Now, when I saw the lineup, I wasn't happy. In fact, I was fuming. When I saw Kepa's name on the sheet, I was like, nah, we're going into extra time. That's how scared I was. In fact, I did predict extra time in my preview. And in my round 5 predictions video, I did predict extra time, but thankfully that was not the case. We won 1-0 thanks to a goal from Tammy Abraham, beautifully assisted by Reece James. The two academy graduates linking up is always good to see. And with that, let's move on to the player ratings. So starting off, in goal, Kepa Arrizabalaga. The former number one's first appearance under Thomas Tuchel's reign as manager. He made a crucial save in the first half to deny Barnsley's Callum Britton from putting them 1-0 up. Also showed signs of bravery to come out and collect the corner while we were under pressure during the opening 45. He didn't have much to do in the second half, but did parry the ball into the box, which almost enabled Barnsley to send us into extra time. Other than that, I have nothing else bad to say about him. He gets a 7. Now moving on to the defence. Andreas Christensen. Now, following his impressive displays against Tottenham Hotspur and Sheffield United, this time he played in the middle of a back three. It was a questionable decision by Tuchel to use Andreas on the right of the back three. The Great Dane was kept busy throughout the first half, but made a lot of important interceptions to prevent Barnsley from scoring. He took a blow in the head just before the half-time whistle, and he was subbed off at half-time, and rightfully so, as a precautionary measure. He gets a 6.5. Now moving on to the second centre-back of the back three, Kurt Zouma. The Frenchman started in the middle of the back three and he did not look comfortable in the role. His distribution was shocking in the first half, with several passes not finding the target. After half-time, Tuchel changed the formation to a back four, which he looked much more comfortable in, which thus helped him get better. Also less pressure on him to build attacks, but he was able to keep Barnsley's attack at bay, alongside his centre-back partner, Antonio Rudiger. But I honestly feel that if Thiago Silva was there, he'd be much more comfortable. So yeah, Kurt Zouma gets a 7. Now, moving on to the next player, which is Emerson. He started at left wing back. It was his first start with Thomas Tuchel as manager. And he and the Brazilian-born Italian struggled in the opening half, as Barnsley put way too much pressure on him. He was moved... Sorry, my throat. He was moved to left back after half-time, and he looked much more safe in that role. But he should not start in any of the Premier League matches. Or in fact, now that we're in the quarterfinals, he shouldn't start any FA Cup games either, because if we want to be serious about winning the trophy, we need to be serious about our starting 11s as well. And Emerson shouldn't be starting. Our starting left back should either be Marcus Alonso or Ben Chilwell. It's as simple as that. Emerson is a squad rotation player at best. He gets a 6. Now moving on to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now he returned to playing at right wing back, which he impressed, a role in which he impressed Thomas Tuchel in his first 2 matches in charge. Nice touches from the academy graduate in the opening period, but he had a lot of defending to do, and he was caught upfield more than once. Played as a left winger in the second half, dragged a shot wide at goal as Chelsea searched for an opener. His influence dwindled as the match went on, but he wasn't that bad. Average at best. He gets a 6. Now moving on to the midfield. So yeah, Billy Gilmore, Scottish Iniesta, as some fans would say. It's all banter. We know he's never going to be as good as the Spain legend. Yeah, this was the academy graduate's first appearance with Thomas Tuchel as manager, in which he started in a pivot alongside N'Golo Kante. Did not have much of an influence during the game in the first half, and was rather average, if I'm honest with you. But he did get better after the break, after we switched formations. The formation switch allowed him to drop deeper to collect possession from the centre-backs and turning defence into attacks. So yeah, a good transition play from the Scotsman. He gets an 8 out of 10. He also played a key role in assisting in getting the goal. It was his pass that enabled Reece James to cross the ball to Tammy Abraham for him to tap it in. He gets an 8 out of 10. One of the best players on the pitch, in my opinion. Well, in the second half anyway. In the first half, he was terrible. Now moving on to his midfield partner, N'Golo Conte. He wasn't his normal self today. He hasn't been his normal self for quite some time now. He's just come back from injury, but it will take him time. It will take him time to get better again. And he will have to earn his place back in the starting 11 for the Premier League team. Caught in possession far too much, that led Chelsea being unable to build from the back. He improved in the second half after being moved to a number 6 role alongside Billy Gilmore. Played a good pass into the build-up of Tammy Abraham's goal, and also played a key role in preventing Barnsley from sending us into extra time. Not a great performance, but not a horrible performance or a disaster class either. He was average, and he should not, but still he should stay on the bench for our Premier League games. Our midfield pivot for the Premier League games should be Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic going forward. And if Kante wants to get back, he has to earn his place. It's as simple as that. He gets a 7 out of 10. Now Marcus Alonso. Now this is yet another start for him with Thomas Tuchel as manager. Not that good in the first half, if I'm honest with you. He was caught upfield far too much and left Emerson with far too much to do when crosses were delivered to the back post. The 30-year-old had absolutely no impact in attacking play, and he was bought off on the stroke of half-time. That just shows up his game today. He wasn't good today. He gets a 4. Probably the lowest rating I will give to a player today. Hakim Ziyech. This is the first time he started a game with Thomas Tuchel as manager. There were a nice couple of touches from the Dutch-born Moroccan, but the game largely bypassed him. However, Chelsea's formation change saw Ziyech go higher up in the pitch, but he still struggled to have any influence whatsoever. His standout moment was a free kick that was unfortunately headed wide by Antonio Rudiger. Not the best performance, and he needs to improve. Which he will improve, trust me. The more he plays, the more he will improve. He gets a 5.5 out of 10. Now moving on to the forward parts of the pitch. Christian Pulisic. The Croatian-American, he missed the win over Sheffield United for family reasons, but he was up for the trip to South Yorkshire. Throughout the opening period, he attempted to break through, but only to be pocketed by a Barnsley defender. Same story in the second half. Pulisic was moved out to the right wing. But we still haven't seen his best game of the season so far. Pretty average. 5 out of 5. Sorry, 5 out of 5. 5.5 out of 10. Tammy Abraham. Yeah. Scored the only goal of the game to send us through to the quarterfinals. Was frustrating in the first half. Pretty similar story in the second half, but he ended up scoring the goal that put us through to the quarterfinals. He only needed one chance, and he converted it when the opportunity arrived. And he made a goal line clearance in the dying minutes of the game, only to prevent the game from being sent into extra time. So yeah, he was my man of the match today. He gets a 9 out of 10. And fun fact, his goal was built up by all academy players. Billy Gilmore with the through pass to Reece James, with the cross to Tammy Abraham for him to tap it through. It was all hard work by the academy players that got the goal. So yeah, he gets a 9 out of 10, Tammy Abraham. Now moving on to the substitutes. Now Antonio Rudiger substituted for Andreas Christensen. Yeah, he was introduced at the interval as we moved to the back four. The German international slotted in alongside Kurt Zouma and helped Chelsea improve the ball. He had a header go narrowly wide as we searched for an opener. Pretty average, 6.5 out of 10. Now Reece James, and he replaced Marcus Alonso at half-time. Came on to help Chelsea in attack as much as defence, and did just that. It was his run forward and a cross which helped Tammy Abraham score the goal. He gets an 8 out of 10. Tino Andrin. This was his first game as under Thomas Tuchel's reign as Chelsea manager. And the first time he's played since Morecambe. Gave us more of a physical presence than the man he replaced. He gets a 5 out of 10. Now the fourth substitute, Mateo Kovacic, coming on for Christian Pulisic in the 80th minute. He didn't have enough time to have any impact at all on the game, so I'm not going to mark him down. Now Thomas Tuchel, manager's rating. He gets an 8 out of 10. So yeah, those are my player ratings for the match. And that is the end of this video. Social media is in the description below. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications if you haven't already. The like target for today's video is 5 likes, so that would be great. And my next video will be out exactly an hour after this one, and it will be match day 24 predictions from. So yeah, it will be match day 24 predictions of the Premier League. So yeah, me predicting the fixtures from match day 24. So stay tuned for that. It will be out exactly an hour before this one. Sorry, exactly an hour after this one goes live. So stay tuned for that. Now, with that being said, you have been a wonderful audience, and this is Nip and Sharma signing off. Take care of yourselves. Peace. Up the Chelsea, and London is blue, and I'm out of here.